Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing this face, hi, you are welcome. My name is Joecy and I'm a Cameroonian based in the UK. On this channel, I cook, I chat about relatable topics, and I do a lot of family and lifestyle vlogs. If these are some of the things you're interested in, please do well to subscribe to my channel and do not forget to turn on the notification bell if you would like to be notified each time I upload a new video. To those of you who keep coming back, thank you so much for always coming back. I really do appreciate you. Today's video is inspired by barrister Neze of Nezeville. Guys, this woman is a bag of intelligence and she is so full of life. Sometimes I wish I had just about 2% of her energy to come here and ginger you guys, but I guess I'm my own kind of person, so I can only be the best version of myself. Well, just to say that I really admire her intelligence so much. I admire her energy and I admire her level of vibrance so much. Each time I comment on her videos and she comes and replies, I'm always like, oh. She actually recognized my comments and she replied to my comments. It always puts a smile on my face, guys. Let me not ramble too much. When I first watched her video, I watched it, I liked it, and I did not even comment on it. I just let it slide. And after some days, the video popped up on my homepage again. I decided to watch it again, and after watching it for the second time, I was inspired and I told myself that I am going to do this video. So barrister Neze, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for inspiring me. You are inspiring a whole lot of people out there, trust me. Thank you so much. Right, so the topic, as you all must have already seen from the title, I'm going to be telling you guys selfish reasons why I got married to my husband. I call them selfish because those are the things which benefit me as an individual more than it benefits both of us as partners in a relationship. So I consider them selfish. Yep, I am going to be as honest as possible. This is my life, this is my real life experience. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. The number one selfish reason why I got married to my husband is that he was the most transparent man I have ever met. I'm going to tell you guys a little story. When I just met my husband, he lost his phone at some point, and it was in those days when there used to be these phones that takes up to about 2 SIM cards. So I had that kind of phone. It was taking 2 SIM cards. He had lost his phone, so he decided to put his SIM card in my phone, and for the most part of the day I was the one going around with that phone. This means that anybody who is trying to reach him will contact me first, or the call will come to my phone because his SIM card was literally in my phone. So every call that comes, it comes to me. And I saw this like some high level of transparency, because if it's a kind of man who has a lot of things to hide, they will not even allow you to touch their phones, talk less of putting their SIM card into your phone. The level of transparency did not only end at the level of him allowing me to go about with his SIM card in my phone. He was also very transparent with his finances. There was no time that he had money and I did not know about it. He always tells me, not like I asked. I never asked. If he earns some money, he always told me about it. And sometimes he will even give me to keep for him, and he comes and asks for it each time he needs it. There was no point in time that I felt as if he was hiding anything from me, nothing at all. So that was that for transparency. And the second selfish reason why I got married to my husband is that he was super supportive, and he is so supportive. Whoever you are, if you dare say anything bad about me, it doesn't matter whether you have a point or you don't have a point, he will stand up for me at each point in time, and he will speak up for me. If it's something that he knows about it, he will definitely defend me. If he doesn't know about it, he will still defend me, and maybe when he comes back home, we can talk about it. But there is absolutely no way that you will speak bad about me in his presence and get away with it. No way, no way. You know, in some families, there are siblings who will disrespect their brothers' wives to the extent that they talk down on them in his presence, and instead of him to stand with his wife and support her because she is the stranger in the family, instead of him supporting and protecting his wife's interest in the presence of his siblings, he would rather join his siblings and speak bad about his wife with his siblings, or he keeps quiet. Some men will not even say anything at all, and they will sit there and watch their siblings disrespect his wife anyhow they like, at any time they like, and nothing will happen. But he was that kind of man who stands up for me. He supports me whether I'm there or whether I'm not there. The fact that you disrespect me in any way, he stands up for me, and he tells you in your face that you don't talk to my wife like that, or you don't talk about my wife like that. Doesn't matter whether you are his sister, his brother, his uncle, his auntie, whoever you are, his relatives, his friends, his colleagues, no matter who you are, as long as you say anything that doesn't sit well with him concerning me in his presence, be sure to face him. That was the kind of man that he was, and he is still that kind of man till today. So that was the second selfish reason why I decided to get married to my husband. Trust me, you don't want to get married to a man who doesn't support you in public, who doesn't support you when it comes to his family members. You don't want to be with that kind of man, because if you're having issues with your man, instead of him to find ways to make it work with you, he will rather go to his family members and talk to them about it, and they will team up against you, and you will be alone in that relationship. But if you are lucky to find a man who sticks with you, fights for you against every other person in the world, trust me, that is the kind of man that you want to get married to. The third selfish reason why I got married to my husband is that I saw prospects in him. I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. When we first met, the first few years of our relationship was the toughest financially. We went through really tough times financially, but what made me stick around was the fact that I saw prospects in him. He's this man that, despite all the educational certificates that he has, he can do any type of job around him to earn money. He is so productive. He is a handyman. He can use his hands to do any sort of jobs regardless of his level of education. He is that kind of man. I saw prospects in him, and I knew that if I get married to this man, there's never a day that we will be stranded, because he will always use his hands to do something. Even if he cannot find a white collar job, he will always use his hands to work and earn money for his family to survive on. That is the kind of man you want to get married to. The worst thing that can happen to you and your children is a lazy husband. If you get married to a lazy husband, girl, let's say for example you have kids, like babies, and you cannot go out there to work and fend for yourself and your kids, and your husband unfortunately loses his job at some point, and instead of him to hustle around, try to do jobs while waiting for a better job to come, he sits there and crosses his legs that he doesn't have a job, and both of you are looking at each other. Before you know it, you start borrowing money from up and down and indebt yourselves to an extent that when the job finally comes, instead of you to start saving and planning for the future, you start paying debts. He is such a hard-working man. He is so productive. He is this kind of man that can look at a piece of wood and design something out of it and sell that thing to make money for his household. That is the kind of man that he was, and that is the kind of man that he is. That was the prospects I saw in him. There was no day that he sat in the house and he was lamenting. He would always wake up and go out there to look for something to do. Even during those times when things were really, really tough, he will wake up every day, go out there and hustle just to earn something, even if it was not much. He really did not mind. He is that hard working. That was one selfish reason that I decided that we die here. The fourth selfish reason why I decided to get married to my husband is that he loves God. When I met him, I was in this Pentecostal church, and when we started dating, about 1 year into our relationship, we started going to that same Pentecostal church, and he became even stronger in faith and spirit, even more than the way I was when he met me in that church. So that really motivated me, because I knew that when you get married to a God-fearing man, if you guys are having an argument, the only thing that will stop him from using insults on you, or the only thing that will stop him from using harsh words on you, will be his love for God and his fear of God. Those are the kind of things that will keep him level-headed when there is an argument or when there's a problem in the relationship. If things are not going well, his love for God is the foundation. That is what will keep him going, and that is what will make him treat you right, even when he doesn't feel like treating you right. I saw that in him, and I knew that if I get married to this man, there is no way I am going to go through some kind of trauma because of his love for God. That is what I believe keeps a man treating you right at all times, no matter the situation at hand. Yep, that is the kind of thing that you might want to look out for if you are considering getting married to somebody, a man who loves God and a man who fears God. The fifth selfish reason why I got married to my husband was that he is a very decent man. Guys, if there is one thing I cannot tolerate in a relationship, is a man who has more than just me as his partner. I never saw that in him. The moment he got serious with me, when he made up his mind that he wanted to get married to me, I never ever suspected or saw a sign of any other woman around till today. And lucky enough, it has always been like that till date. The last thing I would want to deal with in a relationship is the stress of having to face some other woman out there, being on the phone all the time, fighting women up and down, leave my husband alone, leave my husband alone. That is the last thing I ever want to deal with in a relationship. So when I met my husband, all these side chicks wahala, I've never had to deal with it from the beginning of our relationship until now. He's that kind of man who will tell you, because you know there are some girls out there who know that this man has a girlfriend or this man has a fiance, or even when this man is married. That is the kind of man that some girls are really attracted to. But he is that kind of principled man who can tell a woman that, you know what, I am married. Even when they are approaching him, he would tell you that I am married and I cannot have anything to do with you. Is that kind of man, and that is the kind of man that I have always wanted to be with. The last thing I want in my relationship is stress. I want peace of mind at all times, and even if inevitable problems comes, it should not be the problem of having to deal with some other woman out there. I have never experienced that from the start. We dated for 6 good years before we eventually got married, and within those 6 years I never had to deal with some other girl out there. And that was one other selfish reason why I decided that I am going to get married to this man. Trust me, ladies, you don't want to be in your marital home. You want to have a family time or a couple time with your husband, and some woman is out there calling his phone. Not just calling his phone, he is also running to the bathroom or sneaking out of the house all the time to go and see some other girl. There is no day that my husband is somewhere and I don't know where he is. He will always let me know that, babes, you know, I'm going to this place and I'm at this place at each point in time. It's not like he cannot go somewhere without telling me, but the moment he remembers that, oh, I didn't tell my wife that I'm at this place, he would always pick up his phone and let me know that he is at this place at this point in time. He's not that kind of man who will abandon his husband duties or his dad duties just to go out there and attend some party or go out there and do some random things that benefits just him alone. He puts his wife and his kids first at all times. Even before kids came, he was and he is still that kind of man who will put our relationship first before anything out there that benefits just him alone. He is that decent. The sixth selfish reason why I decided to get married to my husband is that his mother is such a kind woman and she never ever interfered in our relationship from day one. Mind you, he is the only son to his mother, but his mom gives him his space when it comes to his relationship. She has never interfered in our relationship in any way. If she has anything to say regarding our relationship, it's because we brought it to her. And even when we bring it to her for her advice or intervention, she doesn't advise us like she's advising her daughter-in-law and her son separately. She talks to the both of us as her children together. She always tells me that both of you are my children. There's nothing like he is my son and you are my daughter-in-law. She is that kind of peaceful woman and she never ever interfered in our affairs. Never. It has never happened from the beginning until now. She's in her own corner. She calls from time to time to check up on her grandkids, and I call her to also talk to her from time to time. But if we don't call her and bring to her attention that something is happening in our relationship, trust me, she will not be looking around for information and try to interfere. And when something is really happening, she will not come and be biased about it. She advises the both of us as her children equally. Yep. And number 7, and the last selfish reason why I decided to get married to my husband, was that he has amazing brothers. When I say amazing, I mean amazing. I have not met all his brothers because they are quite many and they are all over the world. So I've not had the opportunity to meet a good number of them. But those that I have not met and I've spoken to on the phone, they are amazing. Guys, none of them has ever given me a bad or negative vibe. Never. It has never happened. They love and supported me from day one, to the point where I began to wonder if I was their younger sister or if my fiance at the time was their brother. They are super loving and they have always supported our relationship from day one, and they are very welcoming. There's none of them that I will pick up my phone to call them and talk about something and they will not listen to me. They will always listen to me at every point in time, and they'll always give me their honest advice, and they love my kids like crazy. Yep, I wanted to have those type of brother-in-laws in my life. Trust me, some in-laws can be a pain in the ass. I believe that before getting married to a man, he has to first of all tick those boxes for you first as an individual, because if you're not happy in that relationship, trust me, it's going to be a failure. So some of these things I was not intentionally looking out for. It just happened that I discovered them when I was already dating my husband, so they just added to the things that I was looking out for in a husband. And yeah, today we thank God that everything has been working out good for the both of us until now. Right guys, these are the selfish reasons why I pinned my leg down and I decided that this is the kind of man I want to get married to, and this is the kind of family that I want to be a part of. I just had to put this out there because I believe that these are some of the things that somebody who is looking forward to getting married can look out for, these kind of things in a partner or a potential husband before they decide to settle with that partner. So thank you very much, Barrister Nezeville, for inspiring today's video. Guys, I hope you liked the video. If you like it, give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What are some of the selfish reasons that made you get married to your husband? And if you're not yet married, let me know some of those selfish reasons that you are low-key looking out for in your potential husband. All right guys, this brings us to the end of this video. Until next time, keep on keeping safe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.